Probably this year.
Probably this year. We have not seen the split. I know that the given what they've got, we may want to. Plus, another thing too is, I read a story. I think I might have. No, no, shut it down at the city council. And I know that's DORA, and we're talking about Riverfront District. If that was, I guess, if that was DORA, that would be a different. I think we're good. So, okay, moving on. All that area there in the triangle at Brian, jump over to the old Omega, the bowling alley, that's sort of the everything from the nursery, basically the apartments. I'm happy to add or subtract from that map.
We can mess with
All the talking.
DORA for drunk. Okay, so with that said, we got our reading for everyone. A lot of whereas this, that, ones that
There's just a couple of things in there that basically, and those would be the dollar amounts and the projects. And so what I told the mayor and Mike this morning was that I would sit down with Adam once we finalize these areas, because that's what it wants. It wants, those improvements in these areas, and Adam and I will come up with a list of capital projects by the state and the city and the dollar amounts, and we can, either put it in as a total, or we can put it in as an exhibit or something. That way, if somebody says, somebody questions maybe one, we can say, no, there's three more in here, right? These are all valid expenditures. So I'll work on that. But I don't know if that would necessitate, you know, your guys' review of it. That we're talking about facts at that point, right? Like, it's a matter of settled. Richard, I saw you circling some stuff over there. Did you have edits for that? Okay. And we got into it, city council by statute has to approve them. Yeah. I screwed you up this morning. I was mixing DORA. Yeah, I don't know that it's by committee. I think it has to go to the full legislative body to approve the liquor licenses. And the only other edits I see in the actual ordinance is on the first page near the bottom where he's got the second and first and second of the last three paragraphs. Whereas the Little River, we just need to amend that to be Flint Creek, Little River, Flint Creek, and Rabbit Run, because those are the three water bodies we're using. Right. Right, and we had talked about that, but we'd pulled up the statute, and the statute was 100% clear. But again, I don't anticipate approving all of this and getting it in place and having a line out the door of people who are wanting to. Again, going back to our very original questions, we've yet to really hear from anybody who says, I can't get a liquor license, and I really, really want one. At some point, that day will come, but I think this thing's going to sit idle for. Right, I think it's going to sit idle for 3 to 5 years, and somebody's going to come and we're going to go, wait, hold on. Paul will be sitting there going, I remember that.
Like Jack.
Or Dave. What would go to Board of Works? They won't. Paul, my favorite Jim Long story was when somebody came in and they were complaining about having a whole bunch of cats, and he's like, well, just get a hammer and just hit him in the head.
Almost worth coming to.
Well, him and Greg Davis would sit over here, and it would be a battle of who would outdo the other.
All right, guys, yeah. Yes, I vote yes. Rest of the time, so. Well, there was a learning.
So the other thing that we'll need to change on the second page is because we're using the Synergy EDA and not the consolidated EDA, I will have to change the name and the resolution numbers and the dates. Third paragraph, second page. Right here you go.
Not lined up.
So again, that's just referencing. We went through, Richard and Mike and I went through this. The consolidated EDA or our TIF district it doesn't include all of this area, but the synergy EDA includes all of the city, all of the township, and so it makes more of this fit. So we're just gonna use it as one of our eligible.
I'm not sure if we on if we went.
I don't,
establish
yeah.
this and then
Bottom of the second page, comply with. Sorry? EDA. Yeah. Yeah, I'll show you that. So the only other thing, I guess, aside from any edits that we may see in this, is that last one. A municipality may include in its ordinance establishing a riverfront development project area a requirement that businesses seeking an alcohol beverage permit pursuant to the act must comply with a formal written commitment requirement as a condition of eligibility. So what, if any, conditions do you guys want to put on those businesses seeking this special permit? Like what box do you want to do? And I think, don't we have some other? Here's Laporte's sample ordinance, and I'm not trying to tell you guys we need something or don't need something. I just want you to be clear that you have what others have thought of. I don't see this being widely popular. I don't see there being a fight for these. Did Laporte have one in theirs? Oh, they did set theirs up as an advisory committee, so I don't know that that's council, so why not just take it to council? Or has any. You remember if we saw that in any of the examples? Any of the caveats? remember?
I'm thinking, well, they all have food, I guess. But some of them are more of a diet than others. And I guess that's the question is, I guess that's my question. I don't mind these things smashing everything. Yeah, I got 15 places I hit every night.
15th was ready to get smashed.
Gets all done. He calls Paula. I'm ready for my pickup. I'd like to find one so I don't sound crazy. Oh, here's Westfield. Westfield has one. Well, I haven't. I'm on my first one. There we go. I'd say this is the one Hartberg stole it from.
However, I do have a whole. What's your plan? Well, I know I want to start a business.
There's other half of people come. People don't give money.
Does the statute provide anything in there about 7.13/1917? Does it say anything in there
That was what I
about
was wondering earlier.
specific things that they want to do?
No, I'm just saying like, so.
Yeah.
So then that would be. Or like per business. 3 of nature, 5. We really talked about capping it as a whole.
Say that again?
Yeah, so many. Yeah, but because like. That can be.
State
Yeah, like, well, like, nothing like. I think it's like, I don't want like someone like.
So here's Anderson's. I finally found one. These are the caveats that they put in. Applicants must comply with the requirements and controls imposed by Indiana statutes, specifically stated in 9051. It should be IAC, not 1AC. 141.2 in the City of Anderson zoning ordinance. Other restrictions to obtain these permits are as follows. If a for-profit establishment, the business must have a history of $200,000 annually in food receipts or a projection of this amount if a new business. They're gonna need more grant money, Steve. If a not-for-profit establishment, the proposed permit premises is located in a building or structures which is designated historical, and the proposed permit premises is used primarily in connection with a community-based activity or event that is artistic or cultural in nature, not including but not limited to music, including folk, contemporary, classical, or jazz. Oh, they're even getting into specifying that. Theater, including the media arts, dance, including contemporary or ballet. They don't want any kind of dirty dancing. Painting, sculpture, and architecture. Right, includes. So they put theirs. I'm gauging they're trying to find my thing. Again.
You had me at hello.
Yeah. I just wanted to provide you guys an idea of what.
Yeah, that's
Picking nits there.
Or you just, I mean, or you. Yeah, or you say, hey, you've got to serve food, but then again, you get,
Well, but then you get like
Brockhouse serves food. They got microwave nachos, or
nachos and
beer cheese.
isn't that what we just kind of, 90%.
City of Muncie, they have a $1,000 application fee in theirs. And they also, here's their caveats, notwithstanding any other rule or regulation, no permit within the project area shall be approved for a private club, a nightclub, or adult entertainment venue. That may be worth considering, some of that. I mean, we have a pretty restrictive standalone strip club ordinance, but if that thing were to fall in a court of law, then you could have this as a backup, you know. Muncie, yes. Section 5 of Muncie's. Private club, which that would be everything from an American Legion to a Knights of Columbus to any of that. A nightclub, which I'm not sure how they're going to define nightclub. I would probably say out of all that, the one that's worth keeping is probably the adult entertainment venue. I don't think the Knights of Columbus or the VFW or the Legion is the problem. What kind of people are asking you for money?
Chamber meeting, how are they doing that chamber? After the meeting. We're worried about, right?
He's coming from there. He's not wearing his tie today.
Yeah, if we could scribble something up.
Adult entertainment venue or nightclub? Nightclub. Oh, you're okay with a nightclub?
I would be okay.
Okay. I thought you were saying to put it in as a prohibition, and to which I was going to say define nightclub, and then you define nightclub, and let's get into that.
But I also don't think like
So here's Madison, Indiana. The primary business focus of operations must be on dining or cultural experience. So they don't want just bars. They want restaurants and I would say venues. Riverfront license shall be granted to businesses that substantially contribute to the cultural fabric and quality of life in Madison and or support the vitality of tourist industry. Dining experiences is a friendly, personalized service that's constantly great food, a memorable atmosphere. We're at Ruby Tuesdays now. cultural experience venue designed for the performance in front of a live audience, so live venues. The applicant must demonstrate through their business plan how they differentiate themselves already in the market, if so, to not oversaturate the market for a similar concept. Oh, now we're playing Kingmaker. Permits are non-transferable. There's another one. There's your $200,000 in food in 2 years. Minimum of 240 days, including holidays. Must be. They also require you to be a non-smoking venue, including the prohibition for private clubs, bars. So they're not even allowing straight up bars or adult entertainment. So what if we do that? I get you. What if we do this in the interest of not having you guys come back? What if we say adult entertainment venues? In the meantime, I'll spend an hour or so going through a bunch of these other ones, and before it gets to council, I will see if there's anything else that I think is worthwhile that, you know, we thought about it, we thought no restrictions, right? 5 minutes ago, we were at no restrictions, and then we saw strip club, and we're like, that's a pretty good restriction. I want to make sure there's no other hidden gems out there. And if there is, I'll bring it to one of you two before council, and you can say, you know what, let's add this, this has come to light, if it's worthwhile. Otherwise, we're just going to meet again, and I don't know that we need to meet again to review potentially no more. Yeah, I would certainly let you guys all know.
I still like to have spelled out $200,000.
So,
They're basically going to say,
so
I know that I can do that.
I would agree with that sentiment, but I would also raise the question and
But
say,
we want people that are really interested in starting the business.
right, but what if you were to have an outdoor concert venue or something where they don't serve food? Would then they be prohibited? You know what I'm saying? Like something that's viable that would add to it but doesn't serve food. What were you going to say, Richard?
I mean, how else are you going to
Those are brutal.
Track me and your daughters in the
I kind of like the
Has to.
Yeah, it has to.
Council ultimately has to. The only thing.
I think the 200.
Still a good
You're
establishment.
creating an extra. You're over on First Street. Some kind of food.
Might want to.
The nice thing about this is you're building community. I think back when I was a kid, which has been, but every like you had,
Horseman's in the city limits. 2016, we did that.
Not in the neighborhood the way the original Horseman.
No, neighborhood schools are gone. Steve's talking about Riley and Crestview and Central and those sort of things. Yeah. So here's Kokomo. I think the hip hugger shut down, Paul, right? So Kokomo specifies in theirs that permits are non-transferable, not portable within or outside the district, and any renewal is subject to compliance with the terms of these local rules and any agreement negotiated with the RDC. These permits shall not be pledged as collateral or subject to any lien, judgment, property settlement agreement, or third party. Might want to shove that language in front of Mike to see. Applicants receiving three-way licenses within the district will be required to comply with the ATC's requirements regarding sale of foods. If the applicant is a restaurant, the applicant must sell at least $150,000 in food annually. If the applicant is not a restaurant, the applicant must also be applying for a brewer's license. So you're either going to be a restaurant or you're going to be a brewery and making it, kind of craft beery on site kind of stuff as opposed to just a bar. The applicant will comply with the local application as well as those with the state of Indiana and the ATC. Applicants will be full-paying members of the Riverfront Dining Marketing Fund when it is established, and dues shall not exceed $200 a month for each establishment after November 1, 2009. Membership will also be available to other businesses on a voluntary basis. Smoke-free environment, with the exception of hookah and cigar bars where tobacco products are sold on site and where the enjoyment of such products is the business's primary focus. You must also submit a letter for the Planning Commission's approval. Nobody's going to want to do any of this. The establishment is responsible for all outside cleaning, maintenance, and debris pickup, which includes cigarettes and snow removals. You have to submit general liability insurance, including a dram shop insurance and workers' comp insurance. What is dram shop? What is it? What does DRAM stand for, though? Interesting. I think some of these people are just restricting the heck out of this thing. Yeah. And I'm a regulatory guy. That's the crazy bit. South Bend. Criteria, requirements, and procedures. Primary focus of the applicant's operation must be a dining or cultural experience rather than solely an alcohol consumption experience. They just don't want to be accused of creating a whole bunch of bars. Riverfront liquor license shall be granted to the applicants to substantially contribute to the cultural fabric and quality of life of South Bend. Yeah. Dining experience, cultural experience venue. Beverages must be served in glass containers. Reusable acrylic cups may be accepted for patio on special request from the light beer only. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so the ATC has food requirements, which is fine. Establishment whose primary focus in operation is a dining experience must qualify as a restaurant. In addition, patrons must be required by the establishment to consume food at either a counter or table with seating. For initial application, the establishment also provides sale projections through the 12 months, reflecting a minimum of 51% of total sales in food and non-alcoholic beverages. So they don't want you to be primarily a bar. So not only do you have to sell food, you have to have primarily a food service by dollars. Yeah, 49% could be bar. You're gonna charge for the peanuts at that point, right? You can't be giving them away.
Gotta get to that 51%.
They want a business plan. They don't want you to compete with others. There you go. Cannot be a private club, nightclub, or adult entertainment. Must be primarily non-smoking. Upscale cigar lounge. Low-scale cigar lounge, no dice. Temporary exterior signage is not permitted. Freeway license. There will be a minimum of a 1-year wait between the time a business with an existing license sells its alcoholic beverage license and when that business will be able to apply for a new license. How do you survive in that year? They want you. They're not lobbyists in DC. Yeah. Want to ensure nobody wants any of this? If you get a violation from excise, the one minor service and consumption, they're going to pull your riverfront license. Can't pay your property taxes. Can't not pay your property taxes. No violations. Wow. Okay. I don't know that we're going to find anything else that I don't get the sense from any of us that we want to regulate the hell out of this thing. The only thing I'll do is I'll take that Kokomo language that talked about somebody using it as collateral and some other stuff and see if Mike wants to put that in there. Just
I do like
License will stay.
it stays with that business. You're not gonna. Well, what you're doing is you're preventing basically people getting licensed on a speculative basis, and then they say, oh well, I have the wherewithal, and I can read the statute and go navigate the regulatory process, and then you've got some local startup guy who has no experience, who's just intimidated, and this guy's like, Andrew's like, oh, Steve, you don't have to do that. I've got a license. I'll sell you for $5,000. Well, Steve could go get the license for $500 and a little bit of paperwork himself. So then you guys would conceivably make a motion to refer the matter in the draft ordinance subject to tweaks by legal and the additions of Adam and I putting in the dollar amounts and the edits that we talked about, like Flick Creek and Rabbit Run and the typos, referring that and the maps back to the full council for consideration. And you could potentially beat the golf cart fools. Huh? To what? No, I'm in timing, coming back first.
Thanks for.
I'll do that a little bit more.
Andrew?
Let the record
It is,
show.
it is a primary day.
Go try that at the courthouse, Kimmel.
Not really at all.
Hey, I tried that before.
We're done.
Yeah, anything else for the good of the order?
Today a holiday, it's election day, is it a holiday? No.
To work on that.
They're not making
You guys
monetary
are
policies.
closed on it.
Courthouse is closed.
I believe that.
You're gonna take your car.
All in favor of getting
Motion to
out of here?
adjourn. Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Yes.
I want to thank you guys for being the most productive subcommittee. Yeah.
What is showing up? Is that just?
Well, last
DORA didn't have.
2 weeks ago, Eli Gerhart and Todd Johnson couldn't be bothered to show up, so it was me and Chapman sitting here at 6 o'clock at night, and I'm just going, he's like, well, you think, well, I guess we could go ahead and meet, and I go, no, we can't, I'm nobody, you're one of three, there's no quorum, we're not gonna do anything.
That'd be frustrating.
Jason Jr.
Well, we're meeting tomorrow night,
Oh, it is.
so we'll see if we get ghosted tomorrow, but I gave Todd a hard time at council last time. I said, look who's here, he's like, yeah, of course I'm here, why wouldn't I be here? And I go, I don't know, the last meeting I had with you, you didn't show up, he's like, oh man, I totally forgot about that. All right, I'll call her.
On the refrigerator, Richard. Put it on the calendar on the refrigerator.
Thanks, Frank. Thanks, Rich.
See you guys. Thanks for your work on this. Echo and affirm.
Two minutes earlier.
See you guys.
Only the law.
I'll work on that book for you, Andrew.
Richard, I was going to tell you that I think, I don't know for had a conversation with Paul.
Still removing
doing sweeper, but he does have State Road 5, right?
Yeah.
But
Not on
it's
a
an
state
old,
highway.
but it's an old gas station.
It's
The
the
environmental.
175 minus the cost.
There you go, yeah. She's interested in buying a lot of stuff. She's interested in if I, after
She's looking for stuff. I'm just in the back of my
yeah,
mind.
she's looking for, she's really looking for. She doesn't wanna buy, because Jolene's trying to sell her place. You're gonna spend top dollar for it, but it's in good shape. Yes. She knows that.
Okay.
I told her that before, and I read her resume. Oh, yeah. That's a cool building on the outside.
But you got the potential, you got.
Yeah, a son up there once. Yeah. Find that person. Anyways, she may still be interested. I'll let you know, but I'm gonna
It's
talk
not
to her
a
about
problem.
it today.
Yeah.
Meet with
Any idea what pulled her away from the?
reading between the lines, one email that I received from her was saying that Sturgis really had no she doesn't want to restaurant to move in. She just wants to buy the building, fix it. Sound like whoever Sturgis was talking to, without a concrete. I think that it does make sense. And now she had a definite renter there.
Because you're paying the premium.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just, that you're gonna meet with her, I understand that the lady that bought it from Oregon is now changed her mind.
The building.
Yeah, yeah.
That's where.
It goes Davis, two buildings, and then
Well, I'll let you know what I find out. One of these days, she's gonna find something again.
Heads up.
Okay, see you later.
See you, Steve. That was that. Trying to figure out. That's not super. Here's how you get. There's the problem. You're gonna have to trust your tenant. Your space. Yeah, they're all,
Auto sales.
very
It's
beginning
valet
of,
parking because nobody else can navigate.
very beginning of,